Alrighty, I have a circuit board here I'm going to remove some components off of. Since I'm right-handed, I'll put my soldering iron over here. We'll start with this little disc capacitor here, or film capacitor. Put a little tiny bit of solder on your iron there to tin it some. We're going to replace this. We're going to pull it out like this. We're going to take this diode out over here. We'll take this little ceramic capacitor out up here. So you just pull them out like that and heat it. Oops, that broke. Take some more components off here. Okay, so I'll show you how to solder this here. Tin your tip a little bit here. Get your pad. Part of our pads are missing, so that's a wonderful thing to have. And there's our broken component, but we're not going to get upset over it. We're not going to complain. We're not going to carry on and get all upset. We'll just do the best we can. We're not getting upset over anything. Nothing at all. And see how nicely that pad came up? I'm going to show you what to do with that. And there's our pad. And part of that pad came up. And that one is good. So we're going to take and put, we're just going to be thankful for the 2 leads we have here. And we'll just stick it into our hole like this. This is just a tutorial, so it doesn't matter if the components are working or not. So what I'll do is I'll bend this lead up over to the good part of the pad there. Same with this one. Bend it up to the stable side of the pad there. And we'll pretend this part is not broken, and I'll just put it back in. Just bend it up towards the pad like that. There's that one. No, these are damaged pads. They're not going to look as good. There we go. That's how to solder to a damaged pad the best you can. We're just pretending that component is good. This is a junk board that we took out of something that's no good, that had to be destroyed and thrown away. Okay, now we'll take and we'll put solder one of these little capacitors onto a board here. Okay, we'll just pretend it goes right here. It doesn't in real life, but for the purpose of the tutorial, I'm going to put it here. It fits right in there nicely. Okay, it fits right in there nicely, so we'll just turn it over like this. Whoops, no, it doesn't fit in there. So we'll find another set of holes we can try to put it in that does not have any damaged pads. There's one right there, so we'll just... I'm busy. Yeah, can you hold on a minute? About 20 minutes? Okay. So we put it in our hole here. Okay, where did we put that? It's right here. So we'll be soldering these 2 terminals right here. Clean our tip again. Where did I put it? Right here. So let's heat our pad or component like this. Like that there. Heat the lead in our component. Like that there. And we will do a wire wrap here. We'll solder a wire onto a terminal. I'll do it on this one right here. So you take your wire, get your insulation up to the bottom, you bring it around like this, bring it around like that. We'll clip our excess lead off here. And we'll look on the bottom here. See if we can find a couple holes that are not damaged to put a component into. We'll try to go right here. So open up our hole. Right here. Okay, so we'll see if we can find something to put in this hole here. This is for a capacitor, but not this type of capacitor. But since this is just a tutorial, I'll put it here because the pads are good. So we'll bend our leads over a little bit like that. Now I'll bring the camera right down close so you can see the soldering up close. So you clean your tip, and we'll heat one side there and solder the other side like that there. And we'll do the same on this side. Put a little solder on our iron, heat the pad in the iron, get a nice solder joint like that there. Then we'll take our clippers and we'll just clip the excess off like that. And now I'll show you how to solder this wire that we did with a wire wrap here. So what you do is you push, after you wrapped them like that, you take your pliers and you can push them down to make it nice and flat here. Take your pliers and make sure it's a nice tight wrap. We'll tin our iron here. We'll heat the terminal and the wire. And we just get a little more on the top here. There we go. So we have a nice clean solder joint from the bottom. I'll just touch it up a little bit more there so we get solder all the way up through so it's nice and shiny and clean. And we'll desolder and resolder this little guy here just so you can see how to do the desoldering with the pump up close. So you take your solder pump, you just cock it like this. And there's the component that we're taking out right here. Take it out like that. And there's the two holes. And you just straighten your leads out like this. Okay, so when you put in a new one, replacing it, we'll take our solder pump here. We'll just clean out our holes. Our other one is clean. We'll stand our board up over this way. And you take your new component. Now disc capacitors like this are not polarized, so you can put them in either way. Like that. Hold it in. Flip your board over. Bend your leads over a little bit. Clean your tip. We'll tin the iron here a little bit. And we will heat one side, heat the lead in our component like that. Heat the pad in our lead like this. And we have a nice clean solder joint. And we'll just clip our leads off just above the solder joint. And I'll show you how to solder a wire into a hole on a circuit board. So you take your strippers and you'll strip what you need like this. Strip it like that. We'll flip the board over. Put it in the hole it needs to go into. So we're going to go with this one here. So we'll set it down like that, and we'll see we got to get a little solder out of it here. The wire into the hole. Make sure you get the insulation up to the top of the hole. Clean your tip. And you'll just solder it like that there. And you'll take your clippers and you'll just clip off your excess like that. So that is how to do circuit board desoldering and resoldering.